fuck is this?
How's it going, lads and ladies? It is Petrifying Pumpkins here, as you know, I'm sure, because I am a household name at this stage, I would like to imagine, and that's what I do imagine. We've got Jackpot, we've got Chopped, we've got Fuzzy Bear, and we've got Geisen. I hope everyone's doing well. Hope you had a good new year. And all that nonsense. I'm still wearing my Christmas top. I never changed. I'm still wearing the Christmas underwear I was wearing that day. This video is all about Hitman 3 because they released a brand new trailer today centered around the PSVR aspect of Hitman 3, which is pretty tight, as the kids would say on the streets. And of course, we all know this game is coming out in 13 days, like about 2 weeks. I think it might be one day later in Europe. I'm not too sure about that. I keep forgetting if that's true or not, but whatever. It's about 2 weeks, we'll say. We got Dave Hugo here as well. How you doing, Dave? Happy New Year to everyone. Exactly. Okay, so I haven't actually watched it yet. I've downloaded this. I want to watch through it once. I guess I should make my camera a lot smaller than this, or else I'll be blocking most of the trailer. There we go. That's a lot better, I think. We got Massey Mass. How you doing, Massey Mass? Happy New Year, everyone. And everyone wishing each other Happy New Year, which is always touching to see. You know, you treat each other nice. I treat you nice. You treat me nice. A lot of nice treatment going around. Anyway, before I start to tear up and get emotional, let's watch through this trailer once. And then we'll go over it again with a fine-tooth comb. IO Interactive.
Hitman has always been about immersing yourself in a living, breathing world. A world filled to the brim with interesting characters, secrets, and opportunities. But you've never experienced it like this. It's personal. Tactile. Real.
Tactile.
All this in our rich sandbox levels with unparalleled freedom of approach. Get creative. Get ambitious.
Oof.
And through Hitman 3, the full trilogy can be played in VR. Step onto the runway in Paris.
That's what I've always wanted.
Read the newspaper in Sapienza. Dip your toes in the Maldives. Hang out in Hokkaido. Whether you're a silent assassin or more of a tourist,
I love the
there's
shoulder
no
tap.
other VR game like this.
Alright. Man, this is gonna be fun. Did you see his tie? Look at the tie. Alright, this has put a smile on my face. That was good. This game looks amazing. Possibly game of the year. Okay. Am I replaying the same thing? Alright. Now we start going through it with a fine-tooth comb. Before we do, let's read the comments. Matty Matt said, "Hey cutie." How you doing, Matt? Wink. Audible winks for Matt. That arm got a bit long shooting that NPC. It kind of looked a bit spaghetti, wobbly, a little bit. Yeah, you're right about that. Chopped. Graphics look good, says Jackpot. Indeed they do. Now this trailer did say PS5, PS4, PSVR, so maybe it's on running on a PS5, taking advantage of that. Jackpot says maybe one day we will get move support. I imagine when it comes to PC, because it will come to PC, it's only timed support, or timed exclusivity for PSVR, even though they won't admit it, it is. The fact that they're not admitting it proves that it is, because otherwise they would say, no, this is this, it's never going anywhere else. So when it goes to PCVR, you'd imagine because they don't really have dual shocks, you know, they don't have controller tracking like we do, so they have to use the motion controls that they have. So that maybe then they could port that back to PSVR. We'll have to wait and see. Manny Matt says looks really fun. I think so too. I had a big smile on my face. Well, internally I was smiling. I don't know if I was doing this visually. I like to keep my cards close to my chest, keep a straight face. First things first, IO Interactive. I don't know if you know about this, but they're saying they're kind of going to take a break from Hitman after this. These guys have been doing the Hitman game since the very beginning. Although I don't think there's a single person at the studio right now who was working on the original Hitman games. It's just like new people have come all along, and the team has kind of transitioned completely to a different bunch of people. Although these are the guys behind the last three anyway, the same people. I mean, studio's always been the same. But they're going working on James Bond game next, which is pretty exciting because these guys make good games, you know. And it's been a long time since we had a good James Bond game. Maybe we can get a virtual reality James Bond game if Hitman VR goes well, you know. Fozzie liked the piano kill. Me too. I think I liked it because it was an old woman as well. That adds to the entertainment. Alright. So we've seen this already. They were talking about stuff like this in cutscenes, or not cutscenes, in interviews, where they were saying, you wouldn't have to do this in the flat version. So in order to blend in, you have to like wipe down counters and shit manually to make it look like you're performing the function like in a believable way, if you know what I mean. Now, I'm not sure if that's forced. Maybe they decided against that because it's not going to be forced for flat people. So maybe it wouldn't be fair, but whatever. Rogue is here. Top of the morning to you, Rogue. And Thomas VR is here. How you doing, Thomas VR? Welcome. So Hitman, James Bond, basically, which would be pretty cool. I'd like a more serious James Bond video game.
Hitman has always been about immersing.
Even though this isn't very serious either. There's like a lot of wackiness going on in this trailer alone. So here he's pretending to be a chef.
Yourself in a living, breathing.
Now, okay, I'll play it a little bit before I go on. So you push open doors and stuff like that. You interact with your hands. So keep in mind, he's doing all this with the controller. So he's like pushing forward like this. So my concern is how bad is that going to feel? You know, especially when he goes for the strike here. So cuts. So what he's doing is going like this and have to bang down. Apparently, like you would presume. It's not a button press. It's him actually moving the hand and then striking down right in the microphone like that. So how satisfying is that going to be? Or how kind of clunky is that going to be? Because I remember the only other time I can really properly think of doing something like that in any other VR game is the Resident Evil Kitchen demo where your hands are tied together and you kind of push over the camera. And even I didn't think that felt great. It made sense because your hands were tied together, but pushing forward like that just wasn't as nice as holding the move controllers and, you know, jerking off yourself or whatever. David Station is here. Hey PP, exciting stuff. I agree, David Station. Happy New Year to you, by the way. A couple of jars of weed in that kitchen, says Chop. Chop seeing what he wants to see at this stage. Dave Station says, did you know CNN has a field reporter who looks and sounds almost exactly like you? I've been hearing about this Irish news reporter guy. Apparently he's famous. I haven't actually seen a clip of him yet. But yeah. From what I understand, he's from Kerry, which is like the West Coast, which is kind of where I'm from too. His accents will be a little bit different, but more similar than, you know, Conor McGregor or something like that. Anyway, Chop says could be dangerous for a TV with no strap on the DualShock. That's true as well. Well, I mean, you could say that for the move control. Well, like who's using the straps in the move controllers, you know? Only nerds. Nerds and squares. Rogue says, are you calling him generically Irish? Says Rogue. Quite the contrary, Rogue. I'm sure Dave Station's ears pricked up when he's like, whoa, I can't believe my dreams have come true and Pumpkins is in my living room, and then he looks around and it's just the news. Must have been a huge disappointment. Fozzie says, sounds like a lot of accidental throwing of GS4s. I know, well, I don't know about that. Maybe, because it is harder to grip. Like, this doesn't fit in your hand, like, because you're going to have to use it one-handed. Unless you're a weirdo who's going to, like, stab people like this. But you're going to be like this, I'm sure there will be. Like, I'll be fucking this off the table and stuff like that, probably. Anyway, Rogue says, actually, most Irish guys I squad up would sound like Bernard from Black Bucks. Okay. He spent too much time in England, that fella. Messed with his voice.
A world filled to the brim with...
This part impressed me. Look at all these NPCs. I know it's a small room. And... well, I'm not familiar with the map, obviously. I don't know if this is a Hitman 3 specific map, or maybe it's one of the older ones from 1 or 2. I'm assuming it's from Hitman 3. But look at all these NPCs. And it looks like you can interact with each of them as you kind of like bump into them to get through the crowd.
Interesting characters, secrets, and opportunities.
Although now that I said that, they don't seem to be reacting to him at all. But regardless, still an impressive number of NPCs on screen at once in a VR game. And I'm presuming you'll be able to interact with all of them. You know, like tap them on the shoulder and shit, you know? Delirium Drew is here. How you doing, Delirium Drew? Welcome to the chat. Happy New Year to you.
But you've never experienced it like this.
Okay, this is where his arm kind of looks a little bit funny, I think. And I think this might be what Chopped is talking about as well. It kind of gets a little bit spaghetti. How good is this going to feel with the DualShock as well, you know? You're going to have to reach around the corner like this. Pull the trigger. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Like, I love the way he's reacting to the shots. He's not just absorbing 3 and then collapsing. The first bullet impacts him, stops him in his tracks. The second one also damages him and staggers him a bit more. And then the third one finishes him off. He drops the gun. In the blind. Yeah, so the arm gets a little bit weird. Now, maybe it's to do with perspective, because this stuff doesn't look as good on flat screen as it will in the helmet. So you got to keep that in mind. When you're in the actual helmet, it might look a lot more natural. But yeah, the arm did look a little bit weird there. Chop says Plastic Man. Long arm of the law. Ling arm of the law.
It's personal.
It's personal.
Tactile.
I love, there's like, his suit has physics. So you see his tie blown in the wind, but look at his sleeve here as he's turning around the corner. I mean, it's kind of exaggerated physics, but it's still physics.
Tactile.
See that?
Real.
Physics. We got a level here of the Black Gold, which I assume is a hotel or whatever. Gotta follow these Arab-looking gents and steal a briefcase, maybe. Part of the mission.
All this in our rich sandbox levels.
Now he has the briefcase. And you can look down and you can see your body. And maybe people were wondering if that's something... maybe that's something they were concerned about, but this confirms you look down, you see your body. You can see what you're carrying, etc., etc. Rogue says we'll have to practice your reach around. I think I'm a professional reach arounder at this stage. They don't call me Agent 69 for nothing. Matty Matt says probably just uses one trigger to extend arm and the gyro to aim. So you think you need to press a button to get him to go put his arm out like that? Because I imagine you just put your arm out like that. No button needed, and then you pull the trigger and you're shooting. I'd be surprised if it's 2 button presses involved to pull the trigger. But you could be right.
Unparalleled freedom of approach.
We've got some ladder climbing here. I imagine this is stick-based. It has to be, because he's using 2 hands. It'll be weird to just have moving up and down with 1 hand like that. Milking the cow. Chop says, I'm almost positive nobody calls you. What are you talking about? You're all going to be Agent 69 soon when this game comes out.
Get ambitious.
I think that's a tranquilizer gun, is it? It looks like a tranq gun. But you just look at the situations they put you in where you can have so much fun. He says there, be creative. So you shoot this guy in the butthole, tranq him. You don't actually kill him, but then he falls to his death. Like, I'd have fun just watching him. Look over the edge, watch him fall to his death. That would give me a stiffy. There he goes. Planting C4s physically, which is interesting. I wonder, once you plant that, well, maybe it's on a timer, but I wonder, is there a detonator? Then you have to, like, I don't know. I guess it's just a button press anyway, so it doesn't make much difference. But it could be timer.
And through Hitman 3, the full trilogy can be played in VR.
Now, it's interesting here, and speculating obviously because I don't know the situation, but I'm assuming I'm dressed exactly like this guy. So you imagine Agent 47, I guess he's Hitman, is wearing one of these hoods, although I don't see the effect. Like there's no, what's the word, hood that mimics wearing one of these things. Maybe you can take off the hood. But in order to blend in, you would imagine he's probably wearing this hood. But it doesn't show up, which may be good. Maybe people don't want that, limiting their field of view. But whatever. Look at this. Just everything about the game kind of oozes style, you know? He doesn't just pull out the syringe. He does a little cool flick. And now he's ready to fucking... Well, God knows what he's going to do with the syringe. He's near the bar. I imagine this is a Bill Cosby move he's about to pull off. And then you're at a fashion show. And you're getting a close-up look at one of these NPCs, and you can see the face is just super highly detailed. At least close-up, it looks like there's no downgrades. Obviously, from a distance, I'm sure shit gets blurry back here or whatever. But up close and personal, you know, that's a nice-looking face. Look at the wrinkles on the lips. You know, that's what you want. Wrinkly lips. Oh, Game On. How you doing, Oh, Game On? I just pre-ordered this. Can you play Hitman 1 and 2 in VR? Yes, you can. But you need to own Hitman 1 and 2. So if you already own Hitman 1 and Hitman 2, you can transfer those maps into Hitman 3. So you need Hitman 3, and you need to already own 1 and 2. But once you have all that, you can play the original maps in Hitman 3.
Step onto the runway in Paris.
And again, look at all these NPCs. I'm not sure how interactable all this is. Can you get off this runway, get in and cause riots? Maybe you'll fail the mission immediately by doing something like that. But an impressive amount of NPCs. And even, well, you know, I'm not even really noticing many of them repeating. I'm sure there are clones. But at a quick glance, they look unique. More or less. Her dress looks pretty nice. So this is Saipanza, I think they said. I feel like this is one of the maps from like 1 or 2. I think Paris is from 1 or 2 as well. So these are the older maps you're seeing in virtual reality.
Read the newspaper in Sapienza.
Sapienza.
Dip your toes in the Maldives.
The Maldives looks beautiful.
Hang out in Hokkaido.
Hokkaido is definitely in Hitman 1 or 2. I don't know which one. But look what he's doing here. I'm assuming he's hiding a body. So he's just grabbed it by the arm and he's disposing it by just dumping it off the side of a cliff. Or the side of this building that's built into the cliff or whatever. That looks like a lot of fun. Chop, GG brother, have a good day all. Chop, take care, thanks for stopping by. The G's to G's to you. And check out the last video I did, Chopped, where I showed off your new alert. If you missed it, it's towards the end of that, I believe.
Whether you're a silent assassin...
This is old, we've seen this already, but this is still really cool. Just the way you interact with him. Tap them on the shoulder, he turns the way you think he would turn. You know the prank that your father has done to you 1,000 times.
Or more of a tourist. There is no other VR game like this.
And boom, punch. How good is the punching going to feel? If you're holding the DualShock, that's my concern about all of this. But despite all that, I feel like once we get over that, once we get used to the fact that we're using the DualShock, we're all going to have a good time. This is where it kind of got interesting as well. A little bit of Firewall 0 Hour creeping into Hitman. I wonder how extensive or how varied the firearms are in the game like this. I don't think this game encourages you to kind of all out, you know, balls to the walls, rip out the machine guns and start shooting the place up. But it does seem to be an option, for some levels at least. Matty Matt says, when's the release date? I believe it's the 20th of this month. At least in North America. Or maybe it's the 19th in North America and 20th over here. It's one or the other. It's like 2 weeks. We're 2 weeks away. Chop says, I did miss it. It's been a bit crazy here. I'll check it out. Thanks, brother. Let me know what you think, Chopped. And Fen 7 Hertz. How you doing, Fen 7 Hertz? If I'm saying your name right, maybe I'm not. Move controller. Unfortunately, no move controller yet. I think they did say they're not going to rule it out. And when it comes to PC, I expect them to kind of port it maybe to PSVR then. But at least for launch, we're stuck with DualShock only. But we will be using the motion control function within the DualShock. So you're going to have to move it around like this. It's not all going to be button presses. You dig? And this... Oh, she's not old. I thought she... Well, maybe she is old. I thought she was old, but it could be a young woman with just dyed her hair white. But look how just entertaining this is. I mean, there you go, you know? And now we're back to sniffing feet. Any of you sickos out there with the feet fetish, and I know there's plenty of you, that's why they included this shot in the trailer. These are guaranteed sales. This shot right here is going to move headsets from sickos out there. Feet fetishes. Fetishists. Matty Matt, have you got Hitman 1 and 2? No, I don't. I'm just going to wait for Hitman 3 to come out and then I'll get them all together. Although I believe 1 and 2 are on offer right now, so maybe I will purchase them real quick before 3 comes out. We'll have to wait and see. So he was hiding behind the door there, basically. This guy came in looking for him. Couldn't see him at this angle. Then you give him the old surprise with the door. Boom. Punch him once in the back of the head seems to knock him out. I wonder will that be the same for every NPC, or maybe he's already softened him up a little bit, or maybe it's the fact that he was in stealth mode. Punching him once was able to knock him out. I don't know. It might be a different story when they're alerted and they're hunting you down, and I don't think maybe punching them in the face will be realistic to knock them down in one hit, but we'll have to wait and see. Now we have another nightclub scene. I imagine it's got to be the same place again. The lasers have changed from red to blue, but I guess it's showing off how impressive the crowd is. Once more. Nice. See that? You know, other developers will be scared to do this. They'd be like, no, you've got to climb down the ladder one rung at a time. But IO are like, you know what? Let them fucking slide down. There you go. I think it's like an action-packed montage. It's hard to say for sure what's going on. It's just showing off different environments, different methods of breaching doors and firepower and whatnot. And then we end it. Ooh, with the sniper. I'm assuming this has to be just a button press. Reload. Especially with how slick it looks. Now it's gone back to the motion control, you can tell. Aiming that could be a bitch. If it's a matter of having to hold it up to your eye and then it's like all janky and shit like that. So it might be better if they put like a button. Like hold down L2 to force it up to your eye, if you know what I mean. We'll have to wait and see how they deal with that, because they don't show it off. They don't show him actually looking through the scope. But still, snipers confirmed. Drew says he used his strong arm. Is that right, Drew? Matty Matt says, I'm not seeing any dynamic shadows on the characters. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of that stuff gets cut out for the PSVR version. For understandable reasons, if you ask me. We've got a comment here from a name. I cannot read that alphabet. So I'm sorry. I can only read the, is it the Roman? The Roman letters? I think that's what they're called. Or is it Latin? I can't remember. Alright, that's it. That's it. But that's a strong start to 2021 for PSVR. So, when those Oculus Quest motherfuckers come up to you and say, oh, PSVR user? Gross. Ooh. And then you say to them, oh, I'm sorry, I can't hear you over fucking Agent 69 over here. You know, strangling some dude's fuss and smelling it. Can you do that on Oculus Quest? Didn't think so. Didn't think so. Anyway, that is the end of the analysis, unless I missed something. If you think I missed something, if there was something there I should have talked about, or something you found interesting that I missed, then either let me know right now live, or let me know in the comments if you're watching the archive. Rogue says, when will it come to us guys in Saudi Arabia? Is that what he's saying? Thank you for translating, Rogue. When is it coming to Saudi Arabia? That's a good question. Honestly, I do not know. But why don't we Google it for you right now? That's exactly what I'm going to do. You know, Hitman 3. It should say it on the Wikipedia page, shouldn't it? Can we get the Wikipedia? Initial release is January 2020th, but it doesn't say what regions. Unless I go into it. No, it doesn't. Release. Da, 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 da. I'm sorry, I don't see. Maybe if I Google Hitman 3 and then Saudi Arabia. Oh shit, why is Hitman 2 popping up? Saudi Arabia. Oh man, there's a level in Hitman 3 that's in Saudi Arabia. I'm getting loads of results for that now. Ooh. The 20. Okay, I think I see it. The 20th. So I think it's worldwide. I think you get us the 20th as well. I don't know what your name is. But yeah, I'm on the PlayStation Saudi Arabia homepage, and they're saying it's the 20th of January. 2 weeks. You'll get it like everyone else in 2 weeks. Delirium Drew says, I don't even know the North American release days. Matty Matt, there was a guy pinballing around on the racetrack. There was? I saw him looking down at the racetrack. I didn't realize he was looking at a... Oh, he must have pushed someone in front of it then or something, did he? I think it's ahead. There it is. Oh, there is a dude. Look at him here. Nice spot. Was that Matty Mass or Drew? Matty Mass. Oh, okay. I think we need slow motion for this. How do I activate that again? Playback speed. Slower. Let's hit that shit up. Still too fast, but whatever. You get the idea. He gets fucking milled by 2 Formula 1 race cars. I think in real life that would destroy the cars. They wouldn't be gone. As if nothing happened. But whatever. Nice catch. I like it. It's a unique way to kill someone. Guys, on January 20th is the release date for US. I think it seems to be worldwide. I don't know where I'm getting the 19th from. I thought I heard 19th. Originally. But I guess it's the 20th. Anyway. I think that's it. Thanks everyone for tuning in. If you liked the video, then please hit that like button. If you didn't like the video, then hit the dislike button, you know. Let me know that this is trash and I won't do it again. Anyway, I better get ready for work. And I will see you guys in the next... Oh, wait, no, before I go, let me thank my Patreon supporters whose names would ordinarily be on stream, but I don't have time to do an edited video and my laptop is on its last legs. So a live stream is what I'm doing instead. But I will still name them. Starting with the $5 tier, which was Character Father. His name is normally just on the screen. And PSVR 777, Mr. Jackboss. And then on the very top tier, the Soaking Wet Pumpkin tier, we have Pete Hawkins, we have Crumb, we have Chop 517, we have Daniel the Pumpkin Patch Kid, Tradition, and Columbus Thomas III. So thank you very much to those lads for keeping me supported over on Patreon. It really is appreciated. It's helping the channel out big time. We're working towards a new laptop, obviously, because this one is just fucked. What else? If you would like to help me on Patreon, it is patreon.com/Petrifying Pumpkins. Sorry for the shilling. Has to be done. Ordinarily, I'd also have Decepticon's music playing in the background. Don't for the live streams. I probably should figure out how to get that going. But check him out over on Decepticon.com as well. And I think that is all the shilling for doing. So with that, I will end the video. So GG Geisen. Goodbye Matty Mass, Rogue, everyone else who was in the chat. Mind yourselves, take care, and stay moist.
What the fuck is this?